Hello, my name is Rodrigo Espinosa, and today we're going to be talking about task-based teaching as a part of the one of the requirements for the BA in ELT at Universidad Pedagógica del Estado de Sinaloa. Task-based teaching promotes language learners to be creative, not just regarding making up scenarios, but also creating and using useful language. The video presented for this activity clearly demonstrates how easy it is to transform what could have been a simple writing activity into a communicative one. There are some features in the lesson taught, that shows the task type. First, there is a communicative purpose. Students have to design a new country, which could have been performed in writing and still be communicative. Nevertheless, the teacher used for speaking practice a clear communicative purpose. The gap was to create a country by explaining how it would be, which is a teacher-generated activity, but performed by students. The procedure of this activity was concise. First, the teacher introduced the topic by eliciting from students real situations, creating a context. The students were set into pairs to have a pair practice for the task. Then, the instructions were given to students in order for them to know what they were expected to do with the task. Then, the teacher provides some control or parameters to the activity by prompting guidance to learners in form of features the new country must have. It will be vocabulary for this matter. While students were working the task, the teacher's role was as a monitor, walking around, taking notes for some help needing language situations, which were to be addressed at the end of the class. The students made the presentation, and the rest of the class sort of commented and discussed their peers' participation. The advantages of TBT oversee the possible disadvantages it might have. A new semester has just started at the faculty I work for, and the example presented in the video offer a good idea for a new class I will be teaching for an e-commerce group. Of course, the content and context will be different, but the model is useful to help students practicing the target language. For this task, students will be asked to describe a new business they will have to start. The name of the lesson is How to Start a New Business. And I believe this idea of describing your ideal utopic business will be catching for my learners. This task will allow students to describe their ideal business. The communicative purpose, the gap, will be the business idea students have to present. The third criterion for TBT will be observed by just providing learners with some parameters they have to complete, such as the company name, location, and why this location, business idea, and possible organizational structure, employees to be hired, for example. And the communicative outcome will be a written presentation. It will be written because students do not have great management of the language. However, the task will be open for some of them to voluntarily present the presentation to the rest of the class, while the rest of the class, if possible, comments on their peers' ideas. Implementing new teaching methods is always complicated. It is natural that teachers, as students do in TBT and learning, tend to go for the traditional ways. The students sometimes tend to convert a free language activity into a controlled one, as they feel more confident by being guided by the teacher. Well, the same occurs with teachers. It is always easier to go for the traditional PPT teaching method than exposing ourselves to students' opinions. Remember, the students can tell when a teacher is not prepared for a class, even if they don't know much of the subject. There is always one student who does, and a single question might expose the not so well prepared teacher. However, as students do, we need the time to prepare the class beforehand. Take the time, prepare a task-based teaching lesson expecting the best. And if by any chance your lesson does not work out the best way, hey, try again. Remember, teachers ought to be reflective with the professional practice. Try new approaches in order to help your students. So, TBT is a good alternative. Try it. It will work out. Thank you for listening. My name again is Rodrigo Espinosa from UPES University. See you next time.